Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Retro Monday OVAdrive. We have finished Armitage and then took a break because I'm an idiot and I fucked up my schedule again. I'm sorry about that. But we're back! We're back with Retro Monday OVAdrive! And also, I don't know what we're gonna watch yet because I've grabbed a few things. So I talked, I think it was like near the beginning of when we were watching Armitage. I talked about the possibility of finding a new way to find things for OVAdrive to branch off from series that we've just watched instead of just jumping around to whatever. So I went through the staff list for Armitage, and it was, I mean, pretty clearly the standout people on Armitage was music, but I don't really want to watch most of the things that the music producer has worked on. I know that they worked on Dallos, which is the first OVA, and it's on my list. We will get to it at some point for OVAdrive, because duh. But for now, I saw a couple of other names that I was more interested in, and more importantly, more interested in the shows that they made. So I grabbed shows by two individuals, or with two individuals associated with the show. One of those individuals is Chiaki J. Konaka, who we on this channel are quite familiar with, given his work in Lane, and we just finished Princess TuTu, which he also did most of the script for. So that's the thing. I grabbed from Chiaki J. Konaka, I grabbed Tetsuan Birdie, the OG, because it's a classic-y thing, and it also has like a stylistic leap from cyberpunk to sort of cyberpunk, I think, or aliens or something, sci-fi future thingy majiggies. And that seems cool to me. The other individual whose work I grabbed was Masaru Oota, one of the two individuals credited with background art on Armitage. And I grabbed two interesting older show VAs from Masaru Oota, and they are Tokumu Sentai Shinesman, which from what I gather is like a Power Ranger parody sort of thing? Cool. And I grabbed Record of Lodoss War, the Record of Lodoss War. So I've got three shows, and I don't know which one I'm gonna watch because I've downloaded all of them, and now we get to decide. So I'm gonna take a D6. I've got these really nice dice. I paid like $14 for these, and I got this one set of like super nice steel dice, and they're so cool and they're so heavy, and I love them a lot because for like the same price I bought like 5 sets of plasticky meh dice, so I've got enough to like share with other people and stuff. But these are the DM dice. These are the like, oh, we're gonna roll in front of the screen because you're gonna die if I roll poorly, and then I roll these in front of the screen. Yes. So I'm gonna take this D6 and I'm gonna roll it. Here's what we're going to do. If it rolls a 1 or a 2, we're going to watch Tokumu Sentai Shinesman. If it rolls a 3 or a 4, we're going to watch Tetsuan Birdie. Not Decode, Tetsuan Birdie. If it rolls a 5 or a 6, we're going to start watching Record of Lodoss War. I'm kind of hoping for Record of Lodoss War. I'm not going to lie. But, like, of these three, I'm kind of interested in that one. So let me roll. Okay. Can I show this to you? It's a 5. Is a is a 5. There's a 5 on the dice. Cool. That means it's Record of Lodoss War. Wah! This makes me very happy. Why does this make me very happy? Because I'm real into D&D right now. And from what I know about Record of Lodoss War, it effectively started as like a campaign diary, like a journal by a DM who was writing into a like tabletop RPG magazine to write these logs of like, here's what I did for our home game, and this is like what my characters did, and this is the story that they went through. Catch y'all next week when I've got more shit to write, because we'll find out. And I think that's super neat. I think that's super fun. And then once it became kind of popular, apparently the author was like, I could do a thing with this, and started writing genuine like Japanese language fantasy novels, some of the first that there were. I think that's super neat. If you've been following the channel in the last few weeks, you know that I've been getting like really into D&D, and I've started DMing for a group. A couple of people who live here and a couple of like people who are good friends of theirs have been coming over. It's been really, really enjoyable, really fun. Had actually kind of like 2 sessions this past week. Anyway, part of the thing that interests me about Record of Lodoss War is D&D-ish. Part of the other thing that interests me is like a campaign diary thing, and I'm kind of interested in that because I like listening to those and watching those. Matt Colville on YouTube, Mr. MCDM Productions. Look up Matt Colville. It's cool. He's got this big playlist called Running the Game. If you're interested in D&D, go watch that shit. It's It's the tits. Probably like the most articulate and interesting content creator in the D&D space that I'm aware of. For sure. But anyway, he runs campaign diaries like this, and it's interesting. And after I mentioned D&D to during the like poll update video thing, a lot of people have been clamoring for like, hey, why don't you make videos that are like telling us what you did in D&D? That sounds like fun. And I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. If you want me to do that, maybe I'll do that. I mean, it's talking about D&D. It's not hard. But so in general, I'm intrigued by this whole thing. And part of the reason that I'm intrigued is I kind of just want to like steal any good ideas that are in this story and just be like, this is in my campaign now. I'm gonna put this over here. And that villain is just mine now. And yep, that's it. I don't know how good this is going to be. I don't know how interesting it's going to be. It's going to be using like old school D&D rules, if at all. But I assume that the rule system doesn't matter too much. It's not going to be like a part of the thing. Like our actual characters in Fantasyland aren't going to run up to something and try to stab it and roll a die. But they could fail, and that could be interesting. But obviously, it's going to be a little sanitized and turn into a story. But I'm really intrigued by this. It's a classic world of high fantasy swords and sorcery and all that shit. And so I had this ready just in case we rolled the right number on that dice because, well, I was going to have it on the desk anyway. But let's think, what should we expect from this world? Well, maybe the core assumptions from the Dungeon Master's Guide. I know it's more modern, but still, same core assumptions. Core assumptions. Gods oversee the world. The gods are real and embody a variety of beliefs, claiming dominion over a different aspect of the world, like forests, or the sea, or war. Cool. Much of the world is untamed. Wild regions abound. There are city-states, confederacies, and kingdoms, but beyond their borders there is wild shit everywhere, and it's very dangerous. The world is ancient. There's shit from old times that's like real cool and maybe magical and awesome and stuff. Sweet. 4, conflict shapes the world's history. Lots of war. Much war. Also, there are multiple races and stuff, and so they go to war too. Fuck yeah. 5, the world is magic. There's magic. It exists. I assume that there will be magical people in the magic world that is magical. Also, probably dragons, because there are always dragons. That's my full list of expectations for Record of Lodoss War. This is a 1990-something show, I forget, by Madhouse. I've actually got it up. It's 1990, flat, 1990, by Madhouse. But I haven't even looked at who directed it. Hirotsugu Kawasaki and also Akinori Nagaoka. How are both of them direct? Wait, what? And Rintaro is on storyboard. Holy shit, Rintaro? Really? That's cool. That's super cool. Like Rintaro of X1999 and all of the weirdness that he's made in his life. Sick. Okay, who is Hirotsugu Kawasaki? Animation director and character designer on Stink Bomb from Memories. Oh. Naruto movie stuff. Steam Boy. Spriggan. Okay, cool. Many things. Numerous things. Key animation on Ghost in the Shell. Many things. Very neat. Okay, cool. So plus 1 to my excitement, there are some interesting staff members working on this. I guess that was the whole point of the whole like jump from one thing to another thing with an interesting staff member on it, but there are more. Yay. I should shut up now and we should watch this thing. How about that? Catch me outside. Cool. Give me a second to actually get this set up, because normally I do that before, but normally I know what we're watching before. So give me a second here. I'll get this set up and then we'll do a little syncy thing and we'll get into the thing. Gotta make sure that the audio track is right. Boop, boop, boop. All right. It's all done. There'll be 2 versions of this reaction video. You can find a picture-in-picture version with the video up there, linked in the description down there. Timer-based version will be up on YouTube. If you want to sync up a thing with the other thing, you can sync up your thing with my thing. There'll be a syncy thing to sync up your thing with this thing. And then when I hit the button on this thing, it'll go beep, and you know when to hit the button on your thing. Cool? Cool. Beep, beep timer. Let's go. What am I even looking at? Is this a wall? Is this a painting on a wall? Nope. Oh, shit. Okay, gods exist. Some things are changing. Is this loud enough? Maybe a little louder. So we've got a layer on top of... Okay. Falis and Falaris. Got it. We're getting deep lore. Ooh, I saw Dergins. I see Dergins. That's a Dergin. Ha! Ha! Rawr, I'm a Dergin. Rawr. I love calling dragons Dergins. I don't know why. It just makes me laugh. Because they're horrifying and any humor is necessary. Ooh. Are they the gods themselves? That's cool. Very painterly, fresco-y. Very intentionally so. It's kind of cool. Ooh. Wait, there was an Earth to echo across? Normally in this kind of a creation story, creation and destruction clash, and that creates the universe. Cool lightning. Why you open your mouths? Oh. That's why. A road of lightning. That's dope. Hmm. Okay, so we come to present. And somebody actually looking up at this. Out of crust. Cool. Oh. Thus, Lodoss War. I see you. Hey, we're in it. Cool, 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 cool. Oh, shit, it's actually an OP. Okay, we got an elf with a rapier, and we got a human fighter. I think. Could be a paladin. Probably a human fighter. I guess if it was first edition or second edition, he'd be like defender class. Or something like that. Okay, so there is... Whoa. Nope. That's an ancient dragon. Okay. Romantic undertones. Or overtones. Tones. Very pretty. No. Tiamat. No. That's all the Dergins. I'm actually not sure what the one on the almost far right is, because I guess it's a white dragon. I guess. I'm pretty sure dragon types have been consistent from the beginning. Chromatics and metallics and all that shit. Yeah, whatever. It's raining. It's thundering. That was fucking dope. All that lightning looks really cool. Hello, mustached man. What are we? What are we? Pilgrims? Adventurers? Worshippers? Oh, there's our boy. You see a large cavern. It is partly dilapidated. There are strange that's a trap. All right, we're going. Now we get to see everybody. Right? Oh. This is a fun angle. Oh. Oh. This guy's a dwarf. Ah. Are you a rogue? Oh, hello, elf. All right, classic elves and dwarves. We're on a quest. In media res. What's your name? Oh. Oh no. Gurgles. Really well done. Pretty fucking dope. That's a rogue. For sure. Huh. Yeah, wizard or cleric, though? Cleric. That is a sick depiction of a warding spell. Whatever spell that's supposed to be, it's super sick. That's awesome. I am so into it. That was great. Okay. I'm actually gonna write down the timestamp for that because I want to see that animation again. Cleric boy. I would not take that. That was a cute little scene that established dynamics real hardcore. Oh, you are tired. That's a tall place. Oh, hello. Is this the dwarf guy who's with us, or is this somebody else? I'm gonna assume it's some wizard somewhere else. Oh, yeah. Fully someone else. Oh, buddy, please do not turn yourself into a lich. Wart? Wasn't that the thief guy? So we're in 2 different times. You are deeply powerful and quite evil, given the purple. Lots of purple. I need to check. Do they call that thief guy Wart again? Fair enough. God, no, stop it. Don't touch that. Oh no. Uh-oh. Don't touch that. Oh, it's stuck? Oh, shit. The party is split. Awesome. Great trap. Great fun. Don't know what's happening. Love it. Okay. Wart and thief, not same person. Got it. What's this dude's name? Got some magic armor? Hmm. Why does he think that about that? Hmm. That's a big dude. They are very bright and highly saturated. Blue eyes. Oh, are you former adventuring buddies? I love that dude's like hair thing. It's dope. Oh, I think that's his name. Hope that's his name. Parn. Name. Deep, dark, scary place. I don't think this was an invitation, friendo. Certain lichen? Oh. What the shit? Oh, that's fucking cool. What is that? What's that glowy dust? Is this the OG mural? Oh. Oh, it's just a light cantrip. That's fucking awesome. Is this the mural that we saw in the beginning? Yes. Got it. A 1,000 Asian dragons, eh? Really? Ah. Hmm. All right, you're very pretty. That was a great cut, by the way. Just that was really pretty. Kind of giving epileptic seizure here, but okay. Hmm. Ah, a little bit of trust for elves, regardless of their racial hatred. Yeah, I like that. I like it a lot. I like that a lot. Silfrena? Sil? Sil, is that you? Kaladin! Sorry. Spoiling Stormlight Archive over here. Let me not do that. God, the cloth animation is amazing. Madhouse. Just Madhouse stuff. They are doing such a good job of making magic seem cool. Also, that face is awesome. Oh. Exposition. Most of them. Oh. You gonna awaken it? Dick move, dude. Dick move. Where's the Dergin? Oh, there it is. Ah, it's a big Dergin. Tell me we're not fighting a Dergin as a split party. Slain. Oh, shit. That is a great non-reveal to show us just part of it. Passive perception 21. Be very, very quiet. We're hunting dragons. Nope, dragons are hunting us. Dragons are hunting us. Dragon just heard you. Passive perception 21. Dragon angry. Oh no. We are trapped. Alright, that's a little goofy, but it's still pretty great. It's hard to deal with scale like that. Okay, that's pretty great. It's a dragon, motherfucker. It doesn't have a weak point. It's a fucking dragon. You just gotta try to stab it. Oh, there. Nope. No, never mind. There goes the stabbing plan. Oh, it doesn't have wings. It's kind of more like a Behir. Wow. Slain? Is that our cleric mage? Homie slicey. Uh-oh. Teamwork. Oh, that's not working. Dwarf, your axe. Yes. Yes. Jump on top of it, swing that axe. The right moment. Oh. Or that. I don't know what that means, but okay. Please tell me you're not gonna die here. Not yet. Sneak attack. Did he just say that, or did his sword just say that? Doesn't really matter. Oh, no, it's all collapsing. Okay. So we've got kind of a gods playing dice situation. That's actually interesting. For sure. Always. I don't want to know. Wait, but is there an ED? I'm just going to look away while this is happening. I can still see it. Like, I've got it on my other screen too. I just close my eyes. I want to hear the ED. Cool. Okay. ED. Erectile dysfunction. No. Ooh. Oh. I love the way that her hair, like, loops and connects with itself. That is a long-horned unicorn. That's pretty fucking cool. Why isn't it coming straight out of its head? It comes out to the side a little? That's cool. Oh. Whoa. It's a spooky Dergin and a sexy elf. Love it. Oh, it's a Dergin corn. Oh, no, it's got 2 horns. Okay, it's just a Dergin. All right. It wins. It has. Yeah, I was excited about this in the beginning, but this is better than I expected. Thanks, Madhouse, for making a thing that's good. This whole intro sequence with the murals and stuff. I mean, is it my favorite thing in the world? It's not my favorite thing in the world. It's kind of slow, but that's the point. Like, we got to do some level of setup for the world and the history of it, and this gives a strong feeling of, like, far distant swords and sorcery, high fantasy, war of the gods, and that works. That works pretty great. It works real well. The moments in it that I really appreciate the most, I love this, like, shot of lightning that becomes like a lightning roadway bridge thing. I might just steal that, and, like, I've got one character in my game who's a Path of the Zealot barbarian. And I just killed him 2 days ago. I brought him to a temple, and they were like, "You've been chosen by some gods, so we gotta kill you to find out how this is gonna work." They didn't tell him that. They they just killed him. He ended up in a 1v1 against a monk who was like 7th level and he's like 3rd level, and he almost killed this monk that I had prepped, which was very scary. But anyway, like he is now he's now like one of the chosen of this god of watchers helm, god of guardians and stuff. So I think like in fairly distant future, when eventually this god of guardians is going to be like, hey, so I've been guarding some shit and it's going wrong and some shit has made it through. I need you to go clean it up. Maybe in a dream or something, like a gigantic bolt of lightning strikes our Goliath barbarian and then it becomes a lightning roadway that he can walk up to his god. That sounds cool. I might do that. That sounds great. I'm gonna steal that idea. Lightning road. Awesome. Cool. That's probably my favorite scene in the whole opening sequence thing, but then pulling back to reveal that it is in fact a mural and that all of those stylistic touches are not just some joke. And then to have our characters go through the place and then find this is really cool. So it gives us like the same level of understanding of our world's lore, maybe even more of our world's lore than our characters have, because they don't seem to really know what all of this is. She knew, I forget her name, Deal, something like that. She knew that this was the like Dawn War, the starting war of our world, but he didn't. So it's not common knowledge. That's very cool. Lodoss, the accursed land, and then we show Lodoss as it's a place, I guess. And we meet our characters. So there's obvious romance between these two is gonna happen. And that's totally fine. There are Dergins. They are over there in that big castle, and there's a big fucking Dergin who lives up there. That looks like a black dragon. That is very scary. That is a very large black dragon. Black dragons, very scary. All dragons, very scary, but that's a very big one. It's like an ancient black dragon. Ancient black dragon, CR what? Ancient black dragon. Yeah. Challenge rating 21. Proficiency bonus +7. Legendary resistances. 3 attacks. +15 to hit with its attacks. How much damage does its ass? Oh, 15d8. 15d8 damage on a breath weapon. Okay. That thing is death. That thing is just flying death. That is the most horrifying thing that I've ever seen. By far. It's not. Ancient Red Dragon is scarier, but you could get fire resistance, acid resistance. You're fucked. You're just fucked. Holy shit. Okay, so we see these guys. I'm actually really curious about this because we've got 4 clearly chromatic dragons, blue, red, black, green, and then we've got this yellow one over there. I'm going to assume that it's meant to be a white dragon because it looks like a gold dragon because it's got like the big floopy things. They're like all floopy mustaches, like it's like an old Chinese scribe. It's got the little floopy mustaches, which make it look like a gold dragon, but they're good. They're just good peoples. Gold dragons are neat. So I'm going to assume that it's supposed to be a white dragon. Cool. I like that a lot. Prologue to the legend. Okay. This is a cool non-introduction of our characters, seeing them all approaching, but only being able to see their eyes. And we see enough of them to know that a couple of them are our characters. Like we see, this is Parn's face, right? I think it is. Yeah. And then we see this dwarvy guy and we see the elf over there somewhere as well. And that's real cool. We take this like silent moment to approach. And this is very fun because structurally this is the first part of going into a dungeon, right? You approach the dungeon's entrance. It looks like this. It's raining. It is awful. It is mucky. It is shitty. It is dilapidated. It is torn up, but you need to go in there because you're not going to stand out here in the rain all day, are you? No, of course not. You're going to go inside the dungeon. I love these little close-up shots. They give a lot of emotion to these characters, even without us even knowing who these characters are, and that's wunderbar. And we also get like this really interesting shot. We see some irreverence from our, I assume, thief rogue character, who sort of knocks some rocks off, and I guess he just like tosses his cloak. I'm not sure, but I think he's the only one who doesn't currently have the cloak on, so I assume it's him. That's very cool. There's a lot of care in making consistency happen in a fantasy world, and I think that's crucially important for verisimilitude and suspension of disbelief in a fantasy world. It doesn't matter what the fantasy is, because you buy into that because you're like, I'm in a fantasy world, this is fine. But it needs to be coherent, and it needs to be consistent, not necessarily with other worlds, but with itself. So if dwarves and elves hate each other but respect each other's skill, that needs to be consistent. And if like, yeah, I don't know. It's just good. Is good. Crunch. Dwarves and their love of stone. I don't know. Okay, gotta get through here to go to Wart's place. That's why I got confused, because he said Wart, and I was like, Wart? Who's that? And I thought it was him, but it's not him. Cool. And then this guy is Blaine, something like that. An elf, my ancestors' homes, yada yada. I don't know this guy's name yet. Is he like an acolyte priest or something? I don't know what the deal is with that. And I'm also not sure if Blaine, Blam, whatever his name is, the either mage or cleric. I'm not sure which he is at all. Is he an arcane caster? Because he talked about gods and shit. I don't know. Okay. And then instantly we establish all group dynamics, like one after another. It's really neat that we do this. We've got cool. So we've got our rogue who is off on his own, looking around, sneaking around, doing sneaky stuff. We've got our dwarf who is investigating like the area and is intrigued by the area itself. Also has tension with the elf because racial tension. Classic. Our cleric-y, wizardy boy is kind of leader-y, not like leading the charge, but leading in terms of where should we go, why should we do that, and we get all of these dynamics immediately. Questioning, safer paths to take, but we haven't the time, and then there's this, blah, 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 everybody yelling at each other, mediator, and then, I'm only doing this because I want to. I'm a human fighter. This is what I do. Rah! And then that turns into the other type of tension between these two characters, which is definitely not romance or anything. And then we get some spooky gargoyles. Yeah, they're gurgles. They're spooky. And they also look really fucking good. The sense of space and scale of this whole place, the background art in particular, is fascinating, which is really cool because the reason that I chose this show to watch, at least on paper, is Masaru Ota, who is in charge of background art and was in charge of the background art for Armitage. I think the background art is really great. It gives a great sense of this place, being like this dilapidated ruin of an undermountain, right? The undermountain, haha. It's really cool. And also very scary. And also, there's goofiness intrinsic in the way that our characters move and act. It's wonderful. How did he get his knife back? I'm curious about that, because he throws it? What happens here? He ducks under. Oh, it's not. I'm just getting confused. I see the like tip of the wing up here in the top corner, up over here. I see the tip of the wing there, and I thought that it was his knife getting thrown up into the air, because it happens at the same time as he, like, runs up. Okay, no, he's just got his knife on his belt. They fall off. Really cool, tense scene. Stab that guy. Yeah. Land on that guy. Yeah. Oh, his name is Wood. There we go. Now I know his name. Wunderbar. And then he starts chanting, and he says some... Oh, wait. We don't get to hear what he says. Okay. Who have been hardened by the gods, throw off these false garments and reveal your true forms. Creators of all things, shield us from this. I'm really interested in what kind of class this guy is. Regardless, I think of all of the things that I like about this first episode, the thing that I like absolutely the most is the way that magic is treated visually. Because magic is the coolest fucking thing in any fantasy world, in my opinion. Swords and elves and dwarves and dragons are all dope. They're all dope. But the coolest thing by far is magic. The idea that anyone with sufficient understanding of the world or sufficient like tie and devotion to a deity or just like innate power that blooms from their bloodline or the magic of I'm just going through classes at this point, or making a pact with a devil or something. I'm just going through the classes. Wizard, cleric, sorcerer, bard, warlock, all that jazz. But by having something that they care about deeply is able to alter the shape of things in limited but limitless ways. Like each individual spell or technique is limited, but combined, and once you get to a certain level of magic casting, you're basically able to do whatever the fuck you want. And that's the coolest thing in any D&D system, in my personal opinion. I would have a really hard time playing a class that doesn't have magic, because I think that spells are the coolest thing in D&D. Most of the characters in my game right now are casters. We've got a druid, a paladin, an artificer, and then a barbarian. And the barbarian is not a caster, but the rest of them are. And I love that because it gives them a lot of versatility and it gives them a lot of options and shit. The way that magic is treated in this first episode is awesome. This spell, I don't know what it is. It's some kind of hallow or ward away for these things. Do not come near me. Do not come near us. But it comes out as this awesome swirl of wind. Look at this, like, this angled upward shot of all of these gargoyles incoming. We just saw them all flee from these gargoyles, right? These are dangerous things. And with a wave of his magic staff and an incantation, he blasts them back and shatters them into stone. That's super dope. Like, what do you say about that except that's super dope? Also, face shape and just the shading style and the line work is so clean and bold, and I really like it, and it works really well. And we'll see a little bit more of that a little bit later when we get a couple of shots of Elf Girl down below once they fall into the place. But this is the first shot of faces where I was like, that's a really interesting and unique face for this character. And it is, right? He's got like the high cheekbones, the almost sunken in cheeks, but not sunken in, just like lithe and fine and elven in his features. Super cool. It's just super cool. Okay. So we move along, we walk around a bit. We establish that this character, Deedlit? I think that's right. We establish directly that this character is kind of like hands-on with things in dungeons, and as soon as you see that, you're like, don't do that, because there are traps. And, well, wouldn't you know it, there are traps. We also get, there's really good character writing here. There's a lot right here. We get an interaction between 3 separate characters that completely tells us their dynamic. Okay, what is that interaction? She puts on this necklace, blushes, thinks that she's really cute, shows it to Cute Boy and her crew, and is like, do you think this is cute? And he's like, I don't care about this. I am here to fight. I am human fighter man. And he's just like, I'm going this way. At which point, the younger guy who is younger, she gets miffed by this because he's oblivious. Younger boy who is younger is like, I love you. And she's like, you're a child. Boom. Dynamics for all of these characters and future setup dynamics. Like, it's all right there. Bing, bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. Really efficient storytelling. All right. Hello. There is evil here. Cut over to Wart. His name is Wart. Ugh. Gross. And he is living in a wizard's sanctum of some kind. So I got confused by this just because I wasn't sure if we were doing some kind of time fuckery, because I had heard the name Wart from the lips of our thievy dude, but these are happening at the same time. We have an incredibly powerful wizard dude, I assume, and an incredibly powerful witch lady, I assume. And the two of them talking to each other and almost gambling over the fates of these adventurers is very much a gods playing dice sort of scenario. And I like that as a setup for a fantasy world. I think it makes a lot of sense. The idea that these characters are playing a game of almost chess against one another and just sort of interested in the way the game plays out, though it will not likely affect them directly, is pretty neat. Has it really been so long since the battle in the labyrinth's depths? We also get this impression that these heroes now the rulers of this land in various ways were once an adventuring party themselves. And I think that's a cool part of D&D mythos and stuff, is that a lot of characters who were played in original sort of like Gygax's original games of D&D, things like Ed Greenwood's characters are immortalized as people within the Forgotten Realms, like within their campaign, or within Greyhawk, within their campaign settings. There are these characters who, like, in history did the things that they did in their campaign, and those actions shaped the future of the campaign setting. That's a really cool thing, and it's something that a lot of, as far as I know, a lot of DMs steal because it's a great idea. Like, we run one campaign, our characters to go on an epic quest in our world, and then we finish the campaign and they defeat the great demon lords and they become kings and queens and, like, leaders of magic and leaders of priesthoods and stuff, and they shape the world that is to come. So we start a new campaign and it's 300 years later in the same world, and your previous characters are historical figures of yore and are dead and gone, or maybe not if they're wizards or something. But the idea that, like, these campaign settings roll into themselves is kind of neat, and I like that. I like that a lot. All right, was it not you who vowed to protect me before you charged that demon? Yes, the memories surface within you. I really like her character design a lot. A lot. The biggest thing that I noticed immediately, I mean, preponderance of blacks and deep blacks around this character are huge. She glows purple. She's kind of evilly, just like a little bit evilly. Purple lipstick, purple gems, purple eyes, purplish hair. She's kind of evilly. But the thing that I noticed most is the thickness, the boldness of lines around her chin. And we'll see this, like, when we get even closer to her. The line work around her is so crispy, and I like it a lot. I like it a lot. The mascara and eyeliner that, like, comes out a little bit too far, almost like the stylized Egyptian eyes, gives her this very ethereal presence. And obviously she's got this snake design, not tiara, headband thing that's pretty fucking cool. Maybe it's snaky, maybe it's dragony. I don't know. Probably dragony. All right, gotta trust the thing, do the other thing. Character is walking. Takes a long time, blah, blah, blah. Ooh, it's a shiny. I'll touch the shiny. This can't go poorly at all. No. Oh, who would have seen this coming? Let me drag you down with me. Ah, okay. Well, shit. Now they're stuck. All right. Skibbity, 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 skibbity. You're going to seek out the Sage Wart. So yeah, Parn left to do that and need to find out about that witch Carla, who I assume is Purple Lady. I just assume. And then the king recognizes that armor. And the king also is friends with this dude. Was he one of the original adventurers? Of the 6 heroes? I assume so. The son of Teshus. No, deep down I knew I would. Teshus. Faces. When you nail the faces, you nail the faces. Look at this dude's face. You know exactly who this dude is, right? You look at his face, you're like, I know who you are. I get you. Also, I gotta mention it. This moment where he walks up and he's just so fucking broad. Like, he's just so broad. You know he's got pauldrons under that like big cloak thing. But the idea of a man who, like, is shaped like a brick because of his cloak, just like clong, clong, clong. That's dope. And it doesn't fit with his face. But that's part of his character, and that's why it, like, works together, right? You know who this guy is. That's good character design. Better than good character design. That's great character design. I love it. Okay. Boom. Bada bing. Bada bang. Come through this safely. Of course, we will try. And then here we are, and she sees these sparkly lichen and goes, oh, don't you know what these are? And then doesn't tell us what they are. Aw, why you no tell us? But we get these moments, and these are what matter. We see her wonder at the nature of the world in these eyes, and that is huge. And it's expressed to us not by her pupils enlarging, which is what it should be, but by her pupils disappearing as this glow appears, which also works. And her eyes become glassy and interesting. This is what I mean by magic being I have no idea what that was, but it was cool as hell. And it makes me wonder at the nature of this world. And that's cool. Then a little later, we get the use of one of the simplest spells available in the game. And it's done brilliantly. Okay, but anyway, we get this moment, we find this thing, and then she does a little twirly thing, which is really cool. Wait, where does she do the little twirly thing that's super slow and hashtag dope? I guess it's later. It is later. It's when she's going to do the light cantrip. Cool. Yeah. Spirit of light, mother that nourishes plants. That feels so cool. For clarity, she just cast a light cantrip. It's a 0th level spell that can be cast at will. And I'm gonna assume that she's like a high elf or something, so she gets 1 free cantrip, so she's innately a magic user, and I assume that her cantrip is light. And she just magic casts it with her elven innate magic. It's the simplest thing that a magic caster could possibly do. It puts a light on something, and it makes it light. But do we just have her go, dink, this glows now, wee, we can see? No, we bring in the most, like, ethereal, like, oh, this is serious awesomeness music. Strings, delicate strings. Reveal, revelation, light. So this is what I mean by they make magic cool. Because magic can be kind of old hat after a little while. You can forget that it's really fucking cool. And you could just be like, oh, I cast the light cantrip thing. It's a light now. Or you could be like, I pray to my elven deity. There's magic and wonder in it. It's magic, man. It's magic. You gotta make it cool. And so they do. And I really appreciate that. I really love it. All right, God of Darkness, all this stuff. Find out some deep lore. Doesn't seem relevant to now, but also Dergins. And so we get our final portion of the episode, which is Dergins. And then we get some faces from our girl. Strange thing for a would-be hero to say. Why would they fight? Right? And then she does this spinny thing. Yeah, this cut. And then we close up on that cut. Oof. Oof. Gosh, I don't know how to describe the line work. It's almost clampy? No, that doesn't work. That's really good. Okay, staff list for Record of Lodoss War. Who did character designs? I mean, OG character designs are the author, but Nobuteru Yuki. Battle Royal High School. Mushishi. Key animation on Nana. Character design on Sakamichi no Apollon. Oh. Captain Herlock. Character design for X1999, so worked with what's-his-face on that. Okay. Also character design for Escaflowne, which is another thing that's kind of interesting. Okay, cool. God, there are so many key animators. Like, I mean, Yoshiaki Kawajiri is a key animator on this show. What did Kawajiri animate? I don't know. What did Rintaro storyboard? I don't know. Does ANN have more detail? Okay, Akinori Nagaoka directed the first episode, storyboarded the first episode. Cool. Animation director for the first episode, however, is listed as Cindy H. Yamauchi? Cindy? Oh. Cool. Oh, also known as Hideko Yamauchi. Cool. Currently working on Akudama Drive. character design, animation director for 2 of the episodes. Key animation on Beck, key animation on Black Cat. Wow, she's done a lot of stuff. That's super cool. I just found a really interesting person that I don't think I've ever seen on our credits list before. At least not seriously. Key animation on Akira. Whoa. Key animation on Gosenzo-sama Banzai for 3 episodes. Whoa. Okay. Cindy H. Yamauchi. Okay, I see you. That's super cool. All right. I just wanted to say, really, I just wanted to say that I love this cut. This one, and then I love this one. Because it's like, whoosh, that's a pretty girl. Bada boom. He does have runes on his staff. Record of Lodoss War Mal. Characters? Characters. Slain. Lodoss. Wizard. Got it. Soft-spoken but powerful wizard. He's a wizard. Got it. Okay, and we don't know who the, like, younger boy in, like, kind of accolade-y priesty robes is. Cool, so he's a wizard, but he talked about gods, but that was just part of the incantation. Cool, that works. Love it. Magic is dope. Off we go. Also, this is double super dope. Look at the hair. That's fucking awesome. And look at the line work. That's fucking awesome. And then the cloth. That's fucking awesome. Who did that? I don't know. Wait, it's such a little tiny thing, but it does so much for this shot. The little bit of hair that goes across her nose creates so much 3-dimensionality in the whole scene. Also, where is it? I went past it. The, like, little section of hair that's coming off of her sideburn over here on the far right of the screen, the way that it waves, like, and foreshortens itself is amazing. It's actually kind of amazing. She's really pretty, but also very spooky. Hello, spooky lady. You are spooky. Time to awaken dragons. Okay, so Dergins. How do you do Dergins? Well, this is a little Dergin, so we do a little Dergin before we fight a big Dergin. So we know what Dergins are, but this one's little. It's still terrifying. Still fully awful. Fully a bad move to fight this thing. It's big, but it's a little dragon. It doesn't even have wings. Oh, shit. Imagine if it could fly. Oh, shit. This is wonderful and horrifying. I will say that I do think that once the Dergin is here in this particular scene, it kind of feels like, what do you call it? Not automatons, but, animatronic. It kind of feels animatronic, or like a dude in a suit. It kind of has that, like, this is an IRL thing that's sort of moving around in the wrong way for animation sort of feel. It kind of, rawr, I'm a Dergin, rawr, and it kind of gets less scary, because it could just kind of eat him. And, but it sort of just, like, stands there, it's like, rawr, I'm a Dergin, rawr, rawr, which is not that scary. I do think that the close-up shots from Parn's perspective, as it, like, looms over him, and its toothy maw emits flames, is super fun. But yeah, we're cornered against a Dergin. That's bad. It steals a sword, and is gonna blow fire at us. Oh, no. This is awesome. It's just super awesome. Get a fucking dope shield from Slain. That's not a thing that you can do. It's cool, though, so I'll allow it. Yeah, he's like, chop with a little toothpick at its leg. Oh, no, it's not working at all. This whole fight is very fun. It engages all of the different characters in an interesting way. The way that he's, like, waiting, prepping for the blow is really cool, and eventually takes that shot and ends up being whipped around on top of this Dergin for a while. Super fucking awesome. This is as cinematic as it gets. Your axe gets lodged into the thing. Make a dexterity saving throw to hold on, or a strength save. Wow! and then get flung. Yep. Chuck in daggers, get some sneak attack. We show everybody doing something cool, except for the boyo who does nothing. So I don't know what his deal is. Stab the thing, run from the thing, and we escape to go to our next adventure. Let us wait. We shall see what they end up doing. All of Lodoss is trembling. Ominous, 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 ominous. I'm very happy. This is very fun. I like it a lot. It's super sick. It's just as fantastic-y as I had hoped, and a lot better than I had hoped, actually. I know that it was Madhouse, but I was like, maybe it'll be just like kind of mediocre. This wasn't mediocre. This was really cool. You know what we don't get that much of in anime? True high fantasy. We usually get it with an isekai wrapping around it recently. And I think that the reason for that is because viewers genuinely crave high fantasy. I think we all really like it. A lot of people really like high fantasy. But I feel so nerdy to be like, oh, I actually care about the actual, like, fantasy worlds and stuff. Now, what if they were just video game worlds, though? You're a geek. You like geeky games and things. What if you're just playing in an RPG? Boom, you're an isekai protagonist. Great. But now you didn't grow up in that world, and this world doesn't matter to you, and you're just stuck here, and, like, you have to find your reasons for being here. It's an easy road into storytelling, but it's not a great way to create a cool fantasy world. It's a great way to take a game concept that you have and be like, I'm not a software developer. I'm going to write what I think my game's story should be with a human being who got isekai'd there, because that's pretty popular as a premise. I love this genuine fantasy vibe that's going on here. It's legit. These characters grew up here. They live here. They are part of this world, and like know parts about it and not everything about it, because we don't know everything about our own world, right? Individually. That's awesome. That's freaking cool. I like this a lot. It's a cool world with some cool characters who are very attractively designed. I mean, just in general. I think Parn has a great character design with the brilliant blue, very saturated eye color, and armor, and he seems like a very generic human fighter type of guy, but I assume that he'll gain some character as we move along. There's a lot of work done to make us very interested in Elf Lady, because she's very cute, and also has dope magic and stuff, and that's cool. And the way that this whole thing treats the world, its setting, its history, the wars between the gods, it's all familiar enough to be comfortable, but also unique enough to be an interesting story, and that's the key, right? I'm excited to watch some more of this, I think. I hope you guys are too. If you don't like this, that's okay, you can let me know. But I feel like I'm gonna watch some more of this Record of the Lodoss War thing. Probably in future watch more than one episode, because this seems like something that'll go pretty snappily. But I'm willing to dedicate a couple more weeks of Monday to something like this. This is cool. I like it. I hope you like it too. I didn't know if I would like it, but I do. So I hope you do too. That's a wrap. I've been Teeaboo. This has been Monday OVAdrive for Record of the Lodoss War, Episode 1. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have anything to add about it that isn't, like, spoilery, but is, like, maybe interesting information about where this whole story came from, or maybe, like, oh, this was the first thing that I saw that was, like, high fantasy anime, and I got super into it, or something, or, like, I played D&D because I watched this show. Anything like that, I'd love to hear that kind of a story. That sounds super cool. Otherwise, I will catch you next week for the next episodes. And if you want those a little bit early, you can grab them on the Patreon if you want. Links in the scribble-dee-doo. And I'll see you next week. Peace!